priest over the last 40 years has been very varied. I've worked in education, I've worked in parish ministry, as I've mentioned, I've worked in vocations ministry and in the formation of candidates for the priesthood in the Irish College in Rome. And now for these last 3.5 years, I've been here as the Bishop of Elphin. I think one of the interesting things about the whole experience of the last 40 years is that none of it was planned as far as I was concerned, because each time I was asked to go somewhere or to take on a new mission, I suppose my attitude was, to say yes to this because that's what I committed myself to do. Sometimes I was nervous about it, sometimes I was a bit unsure whether I was the right person to do this or not, but I suppose there was the confidence that it was part of a plan that was in the mind of God, and that somehow if God wanted this to work, then it would work. One of the things, obviously, it's helpful for me to say perhaps is that being a priest certainly is about being engaged in the ministry of the church, and in that sense being part of the institution or the organisation of the church. But it's not primarily about the church, it's about a relationship with Jesus, and it is Jesus who gathers us as church. I think one of the things that is always a struggle for priests, especially diocesan priests who are working in busy parish ministry and so on, and equally for bishops, is that it's easy to get caught up in the institutional stuff, the administration, the management of buildings, all the committees and so on, and I kind of find that I need to keep reminding myself of the importance of having, first of all, a focus on the person of Jesus, because it's his love that has called me into being. It's his love that has drawn me to priesthood, and it's his love that I'm called to share with others. So that in a sense, I obviously have to be in relationship with Jesus heart to heart if I'm to be in any way effective as a priest. And that's a thing that I think we probably all struggle a bit to make the space and to give the energy to that. That's certainly very important. At times I find one of the things I enjoy doing for relaxation is going for a walk, a long walk, preferably in a place away from town, maybe down by a river or in the mountains or whatever. And more and more in recent years, I find when I'm in that situation and I relax as I'm going along, I find myself drawn into prayer. And the prayer that particularly I find myself drawn into is the praying of the Rosary. And it's strange. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily always have the Rosary beads with me, when I go out to walk, but I have, two hands with 5 fingers, or if you like, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs is now there, which, it's always easy to pray the Rosary in that situation. But I just find that, being out in the, in the open, being out in nature, which itself is God's creation, opens me to the mystery of God's gift in so many different ways, and draws me into prayer. And to spend a little bit of time, praying the Rosary and reflecting on the mysteries of Christ's life and death, is a very natural thing to do in that situation. So it's easier sometimes to get into that space when I'm out there than it is when I'm surrounded by all the things that are, you know, part and parcel of the daily routine, you know, the books, the telephone, the, you know, all those things.